it all has to do with like your work ethic, your morals as a band, what you're willing to do to make money, what you're not willing to do, kind of stuff like that. And it's why it's such a great umbrella term for bands like Title Fight, Nails, Harm's Way are all very different bands, but they're all hardcore bands for those reasons.
We've never changed our sound for anybody. We never, have signed to this label or that label because we felt like we would be millionaires or whatever. We just do it because, we want to. And to me, that's more punk or hardcore than just, conforming to what punk and hardcore typically is. Hardcore was always influenced by metal very heavily anyway. If you look at the New York hardcore bands, Killing Time, Outburst, they used a ton of metal type things, and it's like Cro-Mags, all those bands like use metal, but people just kind of put them in a category based upon the way they carried themselves on stage, the mentality. That's the way we want to carry ourselves. Like hardcore to me is doing what you want, having no limits musically, because it's about mentality.
They have a term that they use a lot, Code Orange, where they say, no rules. That's it, man. Why do you still consider yourself like a hardcore band? Why do you cling to that? It's because we want to, because we don't have to not. If we want to write riffs that are more that way or have more electronic stuff or whatever, like they nailed it with that, and bringing them up as an example is very poignant, I think. It is kind of this time now where we feel like we're going in, we're writing, we're doing whatever we want, and we're kind of growing from what we did with Russ, which was a pretty big step away from the previous LP, I think. So there's a song on Isolation that I sing on. There are two cleaner vocal songs on Rust. One was Colin from Twitching Tongues, and another was a lady who is the wife. Her name is Emily. She's the wife of our guitar player who can't tour, basically. And she's great and very talented, so we wanted that touch in that song.
When you're in a band, you don't really realize the full potential of everybody around you and the resources that you have. We're going to write this, we're going to do this, and now it's like, okay, let's experiment. If it sounds shitty, we'll get rid of it, So we're more open to trying new things, I think, later on in the music of the band. Like vocally in general, I think it's important to evolve as well. I mean, it's like, I know my voice can be a little bit monotonous at times, the same type of tone or yelling. So I think it's important for bands to kind of switch it up. Get different people singing or different, tones of singing to make the music more interesting.
And it's important to explore that for that exact reason. Is like, oh, I haven't heard this before. It's like when the Wizard of Oz turns to color. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, holy shit! Like it's something different, and if we can at least tap into that a little bit. An important thing to remember is that Harm's Way started being a band in 2006. So I was a teenager when we were a band, when we started. And I don't think any person who through that much time, through 11 years now almost, is going to be into the same music. I hope they're not, and hope they're not trying to write the same songs and write the same stuff. So all of us, I mean, it all kind of works that way. It's like this band has very much evolved and grown and matured with us.
People can criticize bands for changing their sound or whatever, but at the same time, if you're playing the same music and writing the same riffs and it's the same thing, like why be a band anymore? You need to evolve, and kind of test the parameters of what you're capable of doing musically and creatively. I mean, it's like, you see some of these bands, they write the same record and you're like, no one gives a shit, but by kind of changing your sound, tweaking it to make it sound a little bit different, more creative ideas. That's just what helps our band keep going forward,
Absolutely.
So we're pretty excited. We're writing our new record for Metal Blade. Hopefully we'll be recording in the summer and it'll be out late fall, early winter. 2017 or 2018. It's about halfway done.
Yeah. We love recording with Andy at Bricktop. We love being at home. But you don't necessarily always want to be comfortable. maybe that will make lazy songwriting or lazy production or something. I don't know. We've never done this, so we're going to try and go somewhere and make something new.